yards to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They run over center with Peterson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Vic readies to throw. Escaping, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And Vic's throw there incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. It's a play fake. Now Vic on the move to his left. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Butker's kick here is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
3rd and 2, Fields. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson. 2nd down and 8. Again, Fields.
And his throw here is incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
To throw is Fields. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Here we go on 4th down, Fields.
Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Tiger, 19, Tiger. Johnny Lion. 18, Rebel, 18.
On play action, Vic. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll try the middle with Peterson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Vic to throw it. Buying time to his left. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Here's Vic.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds right at about the 10-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
Back to throw. Fields.
Flushed out right. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
On 1st down, Fields.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Here's Fields.
Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And that is no good. And this will stay a 4-point game.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
Vic goes play action. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
This will be the final play of the half. Vic. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So a 4-point game here as we get set to resume action in this 3rd quarter of play.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Peterson. Adrian Peterson off to the races.
He's on his way.
And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here.
Peterson is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
They've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? To throw, Vick. Eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. 4th down, Vick. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the ball will go over on the goal line stand. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, this game has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Here's Fields.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
From his own end zone, Fields. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
You always think about picking up the first down, but in this case, they were thinking about something bigger. They were thinking about the home run shot and took it downfield. Unable to connect, but admire the effort.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer, and put your defense in a bad spot.
Oh, what a move. And now running right through it. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Play action now, Vick. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Vick on the bootleg, rolling to his right.
Off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
They run on first down with Henry, but the hole evaporates quickly as he'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Fields now to throw.
And that's off the mark, incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
Oh, what was he thinking there? It's easily intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done...
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
11.
Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4.
Hey, 10.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met it as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Here we go.
Now a 2nd and 10.
10. 35. Go.
Fields going to keep it running right.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down. Flushed out right. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now Fields. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Second down and a yard. Off the option, here's Jacobs.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him.
Oh, no, he lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Now a third down throw, and it misses the target, incomplete.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. One of the few mistakes he's made in this ballgame. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
Killa knocks this one through the post.
And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a two-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone.
That throw by Vick, incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line.
121 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
They'll buy some time right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
And off comes to Peterson. And he's going to get this one down to the 45.
Here comes 2nd down and 5.
They run again with Peterson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Here's 1st down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Throwing, Vick. Forced out to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
He's going to wind up and air it out.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Deshaun Elliott.
And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Back to throw, Fields.
And this is incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get 1st downs and eat away at the clock.
Looking long for his tight end read. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Pat McAfee now as he's on here to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
On the return, Johnson.
They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And out will come the offense as they take over.
This is 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now Michael Vick. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Vick to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here's Vick. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Vick. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
They'll come up. 1st and 10 here.
Mustang 19.
He'll look to throw.
And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
They'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Warriors 70.
They'll try and throw for it. That's caught at the line. And he is not going to reach the goal line. A courageous call to try for 2, but they will remain down by a point. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And down to the 36-yard line here. And quickly they get to the line.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Ready.
Here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
This ball intercepted.
And he will be out of bounds here with zeros on the clock as this ball game is over.
So celebration down on the field for a good, hard-fought victory here. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football. And